ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Jesse James is dead. Thomas Crittenden and the rich men who put him in office wanted James dead. Not captured, not even tried and convicted of crime, but dead. So they hired an assassin to kill him. The railroads put up the money. Crittenden promised and delivered a pardon for the murder. The evidence in this case really doesn't admit of any other interpretation. So Thomas Crittenden's guilt, in the words of your instructions, of aiding or encouraging Robert Ford to kill Jesse James is crystal clear. The defense in this case, the real defense, is that Jesse James was a bad man and he needed killing. And that Governor Crittenden deserves not punishment but a hearty round of civic congratulation for arranging the murder. So let's think about the real defense for a bit. Now, Jesse James may have been a bad man. I don't know. Some people say he was a bad man, the baddest who ever was. Some people say he was just a fellow who never quite got past being on the losing side of the late war. So I don't know. What I do know is that in this great and free country, we have a process for deciding who is a bad man and who is not. Who needs killing and who doesn't. This is that process. You are that process. Jesse James, to the day of his death, whatever he may have done, never faced a jury and was never convicted of any crime. So he was done to death not by the majestic, terrible democracy of an American jury, but by the secret schemes of one vain, ambitious politician and the plutocrats who own him. Now, if you are among those who think that Jesse James was a very bad man and he needed killing, you may be tempted to say, with the governor, in the governor's own words, that the ends justify the means. But I want you to think carefully before you yield to that temptation. What Thomas Crittenden is saying when he says that the ends justify the means is not that the people of Missouri, acting openly through their freely chosen representatives, will decide what ends to seek and what means to employ. To the contrary, he is claiming the right alone to decide both means and ends, to decide who is guilty and innocent, who lives and who dies. He is saying that whenever he is impatient with the pace of the law, or fearful that the law will perhaps not produce the results that he and his cronies would prefer, that he may strip the cloak of the law's protection from his enemies and send his jackals for their blood. He is saying that the law places no limits on his power. Now, there may be times when the fabric of a community is so threatened by external forces or so rent by internal violence and disorder that the executive authority may be justified in taking measures that are not strictly legal to restore the peace, without which law is itself impossible. Our beloved Missouri, in common with the rest of the United States, passed through such a time 15 years ago. But look about you. We are at peace. Armies do not rage through our cities or across our fields. Instead, in town and in country, peaceful commerce holds sway, uninterrupted or interrupted from time to time, surely, by the crimes that are inevitable in human society. But we are hardly in the grip of any reign of terror. The real threat we face now is not gangs of desperados, but combinations of greedy and power-hungry men who seek to incite fear, so that in fear we will trade away the rights and the protections of the law, painfully won over the centuries for the illusion of security. Now, the man in Jesse James' coffin may be a bad man. I don't know. But another bad man, a man far more dangerous to every man and woman and child here in this room today, had him murdered. And if you do not find Thomas Crittenden guilty, then the rule of law in the state of Missouri will go into the ground with Jesse James. Thank you.